Hey guys, in today's video, I'm going to go over everything that was in Fortnite's newest update, version 12.30. This was the update released on March 31st. So there was several items added in this update, and there was some other things that are going to be coming later in the week. So there's actually a lot of content in this update, and it was a very good update. Remember to drop a like on the video and sub if you would like to see more. Also use code evolvejake in the item shop if you want to purchase anything. If you do use that code, Epic gives me a percentage of the money that you spend in game. So it's a way to support the channel and buy things that you were already going to buy anyways. So the first thing I want to talk about in this update is crash pads. These are basically, if you've seen like firefighters or first responders have things that they like throw out that are inflatable to help people get off of like buildings or whatever. That's basically what this is, and it bounces you up and then you avoid fall damage. You can throw it while you were falling to avoid fall damage, or you can just use it for mobility. It kind of reminds me of a combo between the OG directional pads and the bounce pads, but it takes an item slot rather than a trap slot, and it drops in stacks of 3, and they do expire over time. So you throw it out and then it's there for a bit and then it does expire. They don't just stay on the map permanently. And the reason why I like these is it's good mobility, but it doesn't grief the game like something like shockwaves would. And it also doesn't grief the game like how bounce pads would, where people could just spam bounce pads to get high ground. You could get high ground with these, but it would be like pretty tricky to do. It wouldn't be as simple as just putting it on a floor and jumping straight up like you could do with bounce pads. So I'm actually very happy to have this item in the game, and it's lots of fun. Next, there was an umbrella added to the game, and this is different from the umbrella that you pick with your character. This is just an item that you find in game, and it functions like a mix between the lightsaber and redeploy. And I know a lot of people are going to be like super tilted when they hear that, but it is way like less powerful than the lightsaber was. It's not OP in my opinion at all, and it's less common than the lightsaber was. So the lightsaber, I feel like when it was in the game, I would see it all the time, and people would just flail around through builds, just wrecking everything. And that's not how this is. It's much slower. You have less movement with it when you're swinging it than you did the lightsaber. It seems like it has less range. It is slower, like I said, and then it also does do less damage. You can block bullets with it still, but it doesn't seem to block bullets as long as the lightsaber did. And then finally, it can be used for redeploy. If you're falling and then you hit your ADS button, your character will pull it out like redeploy. But it is very slow, and you have to actually select it, unlike redeploy where you could pick it at any time. I don't think this is very useful as an item. Lots of people are freaking out saying it's overpowered, but I don't see myself personally taking this over an RPG or a heavy sniper, and that's kind of like what it's competing with in my inventory. You can also use it to farm, which is basically the extent of what I've used it for. It's just for farming early game if I get it. It does farm faster, but not as fast as the lightsaber. I don't see a problem with it personally. But neither this or the crash pads are in arena. So if you dislike those items, you can just play arena. And that's something that Epic has been doing recently that's really good for the game. When they add new items, they don't necessarily add it to competitive right away, which I think is good for the health of the game. This next part of the update is likely going to have a lot of you excited, and that is going to be Deadpool. Deadpool is coming to the game. He's taking over the yacht. The battle bus and supply drops will also be Deadpool themed, and he's actually going to be in the game and have his own mythic item. I'm unsure whether or not his mythic item will be at the yacht or the agency because I've heard both, and I also don't know if he will replace the already existing mythic item at that location. Like, say he goes agency, I don't know if Midas and Deadpool will both be there. We'll have to see. But his mythic item is Deadpool's handcannons. These are dual semi-automatic pistols, and I don't know if they'll actually be like the dualies were in the past because they're way weaker than the dualies were. They do 21 damage to players, and the dualies in the past did 40-something damage for each bullet. So if you hit both bullets, you did like 80 something. With these other pistols that Deadpool has, they do 21 damage each. That's not very high, but we'll have to see how they actually perform in game, because since they are a mythic item, I expect them to be very, very good. All the mythic items that we already have in the game are insanely powerful, so I would expect these dual pistols to have something that separates them from the previous dualies that actually make them really worthwhile. Maybe it's fire rate. We'll have to see. They do have a very fast reload time, but the magazine is pretty low. So we'll see how it is in game. I'm sure a lot of you are excited for Deadpool, and that's likely going to happen on Friday. If you go into Deadpool's little section of the agency, you'll see that Friday is circled on the calendar, and many people have thought that Deadpool will be coming on Friday. He'll be coming to the game as a skin you can play. and that's likely true, and he will also be coming to the actual Fortnite world at the same time and be someone that you can fight in game and obtain a mythic weapon from. It's a pretty exciting update. I haven't seen any of the Deadpool movies, but I know he is a character that a lot of people have been looking forward to, like, coming to the game as a skin, and he has an even bigger part in the game than what was initially thought, so I'm sure many people are excited about it. The next thing I want to talk about is various bug fixes in this update. They fixed both the harpoon fishing bug and the tournament point glitch. If you're unaware of what the harpoon bug was, the harpoon would just sometimes not work when fishing for whatever reason, and that is fixed. I assume you can harpoon loot to yourself now as well, like you could in the past. For whatever reason, in the last update, the harpoon was bugged. And then the tournament glitch was that your points just wouldn't display to you while you were in a tournament, and I actually played the Daily Duo Cup today, and it was showing our points to us, so that bug seems to be fixed. Both these bugs have been fixed, and now the game is just playing a lot better because both of those bugs were very frustrating when playing in a tournament. The final thing I want to talk about is that grenades were temporarily removed from the game. They'll likely be added back, but there was various bugs with grenades in late game, like in competitive matches, and so Epic decided to remove them until they can fix the bug, like they've done with numerous things in the past. This isn't like anything new. Grenades will probably come back once they fix the bug. I personally would be happy just to see them go. Kind of annoying to have in the game, but they'll likely come back when the bugs is fixed. I'm going to let the gameplay play out for the rest of this video. It's a high kill game I recently got on stream. Hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you guys another time. Thanks for watching.
Nice.
Die!
26 below one. One of them padded.
I'm pretty sure this is all the kids. One padded?
He's white. Yeah, he's white.
16 white on him. I knocked another one, and Storm, this is last kid in front of us. Nice.
There we go.
Nice, GG.
GG's.
I almost choked that. I would have been so sad if I didn't get that kill. Let's get it.
Yo, we pushed that last kid so well.
Good stuff, Stud Nugget.